This is Youthberk Real Form Full Blast. Youthberk that finally realized that the pandemic is not already an endemic and decided to turn all his masks into a paddle pop ice cream. That's more or less sum up my thoughts on Real Form base design. But if you talk about card design wise and how it plays in the game, this card is easily, in my opinion, one of the worst support Bushiroad could have been given to Youthberk as a deck.
Emotional, damn it!
The support was so bad that it needs a proper divine intervention to actually make it playable. But why I have to say something so extreme? So I'm gonna be discussing today on why Full Blast was such a bad card and why it needs a literal divine intervention. So let's start talking about Full Blast first, and he has quite a strong effect if you look at it very objectively. As the moment you Revolt Race into this card, Counterblast 1, you gain following advantage based on what other roll form you have in your soul. And if you manage to have all three, your front row plus 15k to the end of turn. If you have Says, you get a crit. If you have Gust, you get a drive. And if you have a 10 base, you can bot something into the bottom of their deck. And you know, we have a usual real form effects which write back into the real race unit at the end of turn. Overall, I would have to say Full Blast objectively are not a bad card. I mean, ability to just plus 15 to the entire front row is actually huge because plus 15k actually force your opponent to guard a lot more, and in a way it is a very good magic number, especially for the grade 2s as they do not have enough power to hit on the grade 3 consistently. And to be fair, if you're combining with some cards like Sequana, you literally have a second Vanguard attack which doesn't require too much cost to be spent. But here is a big problem. You need all three of the other rebel forms to make this card perform at its best. And if you know how rebel form is played normally, you write into the rebel form mid battle phase, and at the end of the battle phase you write back and you have to redo it a few more times. This means that on its own, Full Blast is a turn 6 card, as we have to wait and putting each of the rebel form into the soul before you can actually get the full effect of it. Yes, I do aware that we can use cards like Revealing Angel to actually help you to speed up the skill, but let's be real here. You still need to draw into those rebel form before you can actually use Revealing Angel effects to begin with. So it is still regardless a guaranteed turn 6 cards. And in my opinion, it seems that the card was designed intentionally this way so that they can introduce a literal divine intervention to make the cards a lot better in the form of Fergosa and Corino. Let's start off with Fergosa, since it's a card that I think everyone have seen in the anime before. This card essentially at the cost of Soul Blast 1 helps you to put a rare form from your deck or drop zone into Soul, while if you have 3 or more cards with rare form which are different names, you can Soul Blast non-rare form cards to get additional draw from this card, while it also gain additional power when you Revolt Race as well. Overall, I would have to say Fergosa was a very good card for a setup for Full Blast, as at least the card helped you to set up one turn faster while still work double as a draw engine and also a very solid beater as well. But in my honest opinion, Fergosa was half as good as this divine intervention in the form of Corino. Corino has one skill and it's very deceptive one skill, because let's be real here, it literally feels like 2 skill more than 1, as its activation cost is when it was Spirit Call from deck, or this card when you have used Vanguard, you can search your deck for up to 1 Rebel form cards from deck or drop zone and put into your hand. If you put a card into your hand, you have to put a card from your hand into your soul, and if you add a Rebel form card from your deck, you have to shuffle it.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
This is what makes Full Blast extremely playable, because not only it helps you to search for any rebel form you need for that situation, it also helps you to set your soul needed for the Full Blast, thanks to the fact that you have to put 1 card from your hand into soul as a mandatory cost. With the support of these 2 cards, Full Blast turned into from a turn 6 card into a turn 3 card. Because of that, Youthberk became one, if not the most powerful deck in the DBT13 format right now, purely due to the fact that it can get its head start rush as early as turn 3, provided you draw Corino and Fergosa in some way or another throughout the first few turns. And yes, I'm fully aware that I might go a little bit too far in terms of the way I worded in this at the start of the video. I personally feel that I have to be harsh here because if you took Full Blast out of the equation, Fugosa is closely almost unplayable because you rather have your Rebel form in your deck rather than your soul to actually play it. And also Corino technically is a fantastic card regardless of whether you're running Full Blast or not. So overall, I have to say, just like when Tempest came out, Youthberk heavily rely on double R so much. But what do you guys think? Is Youthberk a brand new S tier deck that I'm looking forward to, especially after the ban list that came out for the Gandiwa and Vilista? Do leave down in the comments below. And that's all I have for today, guys. Take care of yourself, and this is McMegane signing out.